Hello everyone, my name is Bora Yücel. I am pleased to be here today with you all and talk about our journey with our solution partner Catalyst on a Qlik-based mobile app and more. So I am heading up the retail operations team in Samsung UK and Ireland under the IT and mobile division. I've been with the company for the last 9 years and so, and was mainly before that, actually, I mainly spent more than 10 years in the FMCG, so I was new to the tech once I joined. And as I am someone who moved from finance to sales and marketing, I'm a big fan of data and analytics. Currently, I'm managing the retail team in IM, as I said, and what we are trying to do just stick our decisions and supported by data and the insight. Just a quick reminder that after the session, we will have a Q&A as well, so looking forward to hear your questions. Let's start. So the overall agenda is I'm going to give you my view on the state of retail, what is our vision in Samsung IM, and in particular in retail. I'll take you through the application itself, how we are using it, how we are benefiting it, and then I'll talk about the next steps for us. So the state of retail, as you all know, we have been through tough times for the last 2 years, and let's talk about the obvious. Retail is changing. Pandemic just fastened the process, nothing more. The multi-channel operations are not enough anymore in order to serve the customer in the best possible way. Footfall is down approximately 30% in brick and mortar. A rise of online sales expected to continue. Hence, our effectiveness in retail space is actually becoming more and more important. Majority of the customers would like to experience, in our case, touch and feel the devices, see the form factor before anything else. Yet, this being an important motivator, and they also look for a good reason to visit, as they are happy to get to that conversation going with the retail colleagues. We all know that the shopping behavior of the new generation is changing, as ours are different than our parents. Local shopping seems to be picking up, especially post-COVID, working from home, and everything is triggering that as well. So our pain points, which I'm sure that you will agree that we all have. The loss of data, there is loss of data in every company and every subsidiary within Samsung. Actually, we are facing the same. But the data doesn't always lead you to relevant and right insight. So we must expose the gap where the data and analytics can be used to target market segments based on social, demographics, geographical buying trends and habits to distribute a targeted stock for sale and enhance the customer service. So that's a major one. The second one would be really how we can go beyond the bricks and mortar. Although e-commerce has thrived, not just during the pandemic, but over the last few years, especially in the market that we work in UK, there's still an opportunity with the retail stores. That's truly something that we believe in. The more people who ignore this, I think the bigger the opportunity grows as well. So this is a blue ocean for us, how we are going to evolve retail beyond just selling products. The third one is the investing for the maximum ROI. I mean, mobility in retail ties closely into working from home, obviously, but at the same pace, we redefine the word workspace. It's not working from home anymore. Basically, it's just working from anywhere. Because if you limit the concept with the working from home, it's no different than being in the office, right? So also the word shopping is redefined. So the customer journey, the jumps they make from one channel to another, we just need to facilitate the independence of working away from the office, shopping wherever they want. We just need to adapt ourselves into the new world. So how do we tackle these challenges? What we believe, whatever you do, increasing your visibility in terms of the customer data points are extremely important. Without data, you are blindsided, and it's like a dead fish in a competitive on-me environment that we are currently living. Yet alone, as we don't create actionable insight out of that data, it stays irrelevant and less interesting for other teams, mainly sales teams. They're not going to be bothered to hear what you're telling if you just put a data set or a report in front of them. The second one, using necessary tools to analyze your nicely built historical data and trying to predict what's to come and comparatively improve your accuracy is going to be very important. And that's something that we are working on with Catalyst as well. The third one is that, to sum this up basically, any decision that we are making has to be data and insight-led. I want to underline the insight part because, to be honest, I truly believe that the data itself is just meaningless. How you use it, how you create your actionable you create actionable insights at the back of it is going to determine how you're going to be successful or how much you're going to be successful on the mission. I just wanted to share this because this is our global vision, actually, to create human-driven innovations that defy barriers to progress. Actually, what I talk about so far, I truly believe that that's quite in line with what we are trying to achieve as a company. Now, let's talk about the real deal. That's why we are here today. So I'm going to give you a quick demo on the retail marketing app that our guys are using currently, day in, day out, when they operate within the UK and Ireland market. So this is the application that we have been talking about. It's super intuitive and easy to use, and actually it looks even better and bigger in my Galaxy Z Fold 3 with the foldable screen. So you get to see the closest stores that compared to your geographical location. Let's select one. And actually the main thing for us, it helps our field guys to have meaningful conversations when they visit stores. What it means, not only having the chit chat with the store teams and also talking about regular stuff, but also they have commercial discussions about how they're performing against their target, how they're performing against competitors, how we can help them drive more revenue and sales and attachment rate and so on and so forth. So basically you can select any week that you want to take a look into. It shows the ranking of that specific store within their own channel, within the region given, within the same store type as well. So we get to see the ranking of the area that we have assigned and where they stand against their targets also. And in a very easy to see scatter chart, we get to see where they are compared to the average sellout of EE stores, again within the restricted region that we assign them to, Southwest London on this case, and also the necessary store information. And also the necessary Samsung representative information for the area as well. And then there is the list of the individuals that work in the store, and also these crown
icons represents our ambassadors within the store. So this is linked with our LMS program, which is called Backstage. So that's why it also helps us combine two different solutions together, and then we get to see their last access time to our LMS platform as well. So this gives another discussion point with the store staff and asking them to engage frequent enough with us, and also be part of the LMS program and the journey of learning about the benefits of our products in order to give a better service to their customers. And we have a very basic chart to talk about, give information about their sellout performance over the course of the last 6 weeks versus their target, and we get to see the quarterly performance as well, pretty straightforward. So again, this is helping them to have a meaningful conversation with the sales staff and to explain actually how they're performing and what can we do, and discuss stuff that can we do to support them and in order to reach their targets as well. We have a product section which tells us what is the premium mix of the store, the attachment rate, the number of companion products that we sell versus the total smartphone, which is our main thing, and also the percentage of the 5G products that we are selling. The mix between the categories and also the list of the products being sold. And also the VOCs that are open and raised related to a device is broken, the security is not working, or a specific Samsung furniture have an issue as well. So again, this gives an information enough to discuss anything with the store staff about any issue that we can help them to make sure that there is a proper customer experience happening within the given store.
The objectives that we set to ourselves when we started the journey: using the data smarter, because we have a really good offline data set visibility, how we can make it mobile, and how we can make sure the engagement is real and tracked and is effective. So we started by inputting the real-time data. We plan and strategize what we want to achieve with it. We want it to be used as a performance assessment, because we have a field force working in the field across UK and Ireland, visiting shops and venues every day. And we wanted to create and give an actionable insight to our guys as well when actually they do visit the stores. You heard while I was doing the demo quite often the word having meaningful conversations. Actually, the app gives the opportunity to our guys to have that conversation and make it meaningful for the store colleagues as well. So we want it to be mobile. The working from anywhere is a concept, as I just take you through. It's quite time saving, and actually it's always on. Right before they start their visit, the first thing they do, they just open the app, take a look into the data of that specific store, how they're performing, and then take their notes. And when they step into the store, they have a lot to talk about. And the engagement part. They have a lot to talk about, which is extremely necessary if you want to have that meaningful conversation with the store colleagues. Basically, currently, our guys have the capability to give them a direction, a status, where they are compared to their targets, how they are ranked within their own organization in terms of Samsung sales, and how they are ranked within the geography that is assigned by us. So we always keep the competition live when we talk about this stuff, but actually the tool, the app, gives our guys a huge ability to talk about what they want to focus on. Is it the attachment rate of our companion products? Is it the 5G device sellout, or is it the total sellout they want to talk about? The tool gives them the ammunition they need before they even step into the store. So it just helps with the engagement part, and it makes it more meaningful and more relevant for the store colleagues. So the notion is actually we are trying to work smarter, not always harder. There is no hustle within the Excel files that my guys are actually losing time. They're just opening the app, see the information that they need, and continue their journey. So what's next for Samsung? the main important part, I think, for all of us, but in particular for my role, is we need to agree what's the role of retail. Might be different for every organization or market, depending on what you sell as a product or a service. Yet internally agreeing the role we expect retail to play is going to be fundamental. Then the next chapter for us will be, when we talk about digital, we only talk about making it targeted. We don't want to spend our money and effort. Why don't we have the same mentality when it comes to retail investment? That's the biggest question mark that I raised to our organization for the last 12 to 18 months. So we are going to move away from the blanket approaches, one size fits all. The day that we only used to focus on having the highest coverage is all gone. So we are going to be focusing on making our retail activities targeted. And we are going to segment according to our customer base and just going to push for it. And switching to an omni-channel organization from a multi-channel one is not easy as well. And the main thing that we should all be doing, what we believe, is putting the customer at the center of it. And omni-channel means, there are many journeys a customer can take, obviously. But what we will try to do with all the analysis and the data and the insights, that which journeys are meaningful for different product categories, and which journeys are creating more productive and effective outcomes with a better ROI. So we are going to use our effort and energy and the resource in the right place. That's going to be the motive for us in 2022. I really like this, but the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new, says Socrates. I think this is quite relevant in terms of what we are trying to do today. We are not going to focus on what we used to do. We will just focus on what is relevant as of now to our customers, and we are going to work on a sustainable change plan. I think the word sustainable is extremely important, because we will not try to do everything at once, because it's just going to cause a huge chaos within the teams and the organization and the way that we operate. We are going to update the app because we need to keep it relevant, so we are not done there yet. We are working on an investment framework supported by a geographical-based analytics tools, which is going to support our decision-making processes. We're going to combine the offline and online data sets, and then we will work hard to create meaningful and actionable insights. We are going to work on predictive analytics for the future-proof next steps. So these are, in a nutshell, are the 4 items that we are going to be focusing to make sure that our Omni transition is successful. We don't want to be reactive. We want to be as proactive as we can get. And that's why we need all these nice and exciting tools. So thank you for having the time to listen, and thank you all for all the questions. If you have any questions further on the line, just let me know. I'm happy to support and answer as much as I can.
Thank you very much, Bora, for that very insightful presentation. My name is Stefano Rabbiosi. I am the Samsung Account Director at Catalyst BI, and we are now moving into the Q&A session. We've got a couple of interesting questions which have come up, so I will start going through those now. And while we do that, by all means, please keep those questions coming for Bora and, if necessary, for myself. So the first question we've got, Bora, is what resources did you use internally to develop the application? Do you use only inbuilt charting functionality, or did you need to build custom visualizations in JavaScript?
Yeah, thank you, Stefano, first of all, for the opportunity. So we have actually a dedicated reporting and insight team, and we have some internal capabilities. But to be honest, majority of the resources we are actually getting help from Catalyst. but we have an internal resource and a team that actually supports and understands the journey, kind of interpret more of a technical aspect into to make sure that it is aligned to the business needs as well. But yeah, it's a mix of internal and external resources.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bora, for confirming that. We've also had a couple of questions around the Qlik software and size of screen. The first question is around whether or not this is Qlik Sense SaaS mobile or something else. I'm happy to take that question, and I can confirm that this is Qlik Sense mobile. It's not actually the SaaS solution, but it is the Qlik mobile solution, which is being used for this project. And as a result, this also answers another question around whether or not it works on a normal size phone or only on the larger flip phone. The answer is Qlik mobile application works on either of those screens. It intelligently resizes to whatever screen is on the device in question. So those are those two questions. There was also a question, quite a general question, Bora, around how you ensure or support user adoption and engagement of the analytics in question.
Yeah, I think that's a very good one. So first of all, the internal awareness, both HP and field teams are really high on this. So everyone understands what we want to achieve, and we get the feedback, and it's a continuous feedback process that we set up on a regular basis, monthly and quarterly, for anyone who is actually using the solution. Not only related to this, but especially with this because they use it day in, day out. So we get together, we set up focus groups. We make sure that actually it is quite in line with their daily usage style. So any feedback they share with us, we share with Catalyst to make sure that there is an update. Because this is an ongoing journey, so this was just phase one, but we are not going to leave it like this. We have been collecting a lot of feedback from our user base as well, so we are going to go into the phase two to just somehow reflect those feedback and make them reality. But there is a cycle that we follow on regular basis about the adaptation to their day-to-day usage, and also the engagement. As I said, internal awareness is really high with this, so that's very important.
Yeah, I fully agree. As in the personalization of the application, and obviously the feedback loop with users is integral to ensuring that they're being heard, and therefore they feel there's skin in the game for them, and that then by default drives adoption. We got another question in and around the partnership you have with Catalyst IT, and from the client point of view, how do you ensure that partnership is successful and delivers the results, the objectives you need?
I think the key to this, there's one downside. I keep all the meetings quite long with you guys, but I think it's important. I think it's important for you to understand the background, the context, what we want to achieve, what we feel like there is missing. And then once you understand the motive and the context, it's easier for you to just come up with the right solution. I think that's extremely important. So we never, ever just ask for a specific outcome which is based on our perception. We share the background with you, with Catalyst, and actually we are really good in terms of coming up with solutions that suits our needs the best. I think that's the key, to be honest. That's open communication.
Agreed, and that's kind of you to say as well, Bora. I think we're coming to the end of our questions. We've got another one which has just come in, which is an interesting one, and it asks, what were your reasons for choosing Qlik over other providers?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we have our relationship and partnership, I think it's a better statement, has been ongoing for a while with Qlik. And of course, we have procurement processes and everything in place. But for us as a department, I think their ability to understand the needs of the business and converting them into the solutions so far has been the best for us. And it's quite essential, to be honest. It's not about always the outcome, but also having the ability to interpret what are the needs of the business and converting them into the solutions.
as the key, to be honest, and the main reason that actually we are working with Qlik and the Catalyst.
Excellent. And this last question for today leads on from that topic. It's do you use Qlik and Catalyst IT across other areas of the business, such as e-commerce, finance, etc., or is it just the retail ops? And I could answer that, but I'd prefer if you did, Bora.
No, go ahead. Yes, we do. And actually, as I said, I think this is an ongoing thing, because I think during the presentation, I highlighted multiple times that creating that actionable insight is actually relevant for any department, either you are being in finance or in e-commerce or in retail ops in specific. But we have a really good established relationship with Qlik overall, not only in retail ops. And I think their solutions are relevant for a lot of departments within SE UK and Ireland. But yeah, Stefano, go ahead.
No, that covers it very well. I was just going to add that as well, having worked with Samsung UK and Europe for the last 6 years, the engagement has been with retail, but also a number of other areas. So yes, is the answer to that question. I think, Bora, you've also expanded on that. So we can leave that one there. There are more questions coming in, which is a great sign. It's good to have people still engaged and active on the Q&A. So this is getting a little bit more technical, Bora, just to give you a heads up. Do you pull in additional data to understand profitability over sales, or is that already clearly understood?
Yes, we do add some elements into what you have already seen. And one of the reasons actually, I divide the data set into two. One is the offline data set that we have at store level, at shop floor level, and so on and so forth. But there are also some online data sets. And actually, we are working with again, Qlik to support not only with this solution, but overall, and try to just merge these data sets and then make the whole overall data set more meaningful. So we add new data sets, to be honest, quite frequently. We review what we have on quarterly basis. And if there are anything that is irrelevant, we just take it out. If there are anything that, any new stuff that we need to add in, we just add in as well. From profitability perspective solely, definitely we use, obviously, other elements into what we have already seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that expands to other data sets in and around, social media feeds and other information in order to render your client segmentation and therefore promotions thereafter more effective and more intelligent. And I think that's part of the reason for success with these projects is Samsung's ability to think outside the box in terms of metrics and data sources, and really, Bora, to yourself, pushing the boundary of what information and data to pull in as part of that exploration. So we're enjoying working together as a result of that. It makes for a very exciting partnership.
Thank you.
On that, great. Bora. I think on that note, we've probably exhausted the questions and we're also coming to the end of the hour. So again, thank you very much for your input on this, Bora. We're grateful, and I'm sure the attendees of this webinar are too.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity and all the participants and the questions. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Bora. Goodbye.
Bye.